This week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast is sponsored by Pure Creative Apparel. From logo design to specialty clothing to branded merchandise, the team at Pure Creative Apparel can take your ideas and bring them to life. You can find out more at purecreativeapparel.com, and we thank Pure Creative Apparel for sponsoring this week's show. Welcome to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We feature destination races from across the country, and after the race, we take you on a tour of the best local food and beverage to celebrate. So whether you are an elite runner or a back of the packer like us, you'll know the best places to accomplish, explore, and indulge on your next runcation. Hey everybody, welcome to our latest episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. It's episode 58. And
58.
I am Aimee.
And I'm Dana.
You know that already though. If you've been listening, thank you for listening.
We really do appreciate it. You have no idea.
Yes, we got a nice little review. We got a nice little review in iTunes.
We did, and I want to say thank you to, I believe he is an ultra runner Bob, I think was the name.
I think it's Rob.
Or Rob.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
That was very nice.
So, and if you are so inclined, we would love to get reviews from you guys, and we'd appreciate any feedback at all. We want to make this show as fantastic as possible for all of you.
Yes. We had a pretty good week, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Again, not a travel week.
No,
Kind of a recovery week.
Yeah, definite recovery from the rolling hills of Kentucky.
Everybody failed us in describing how hilly that race was, but
I don't think we listened.
No, we didn't.
I think that was it. That was the key. We didn't listen.
Or we just had no context. Being native Floridians, we hear hills and we think, like a bridge overpass, not these things that we had there. But
yeah, or it's like the ramps. You know how they just ran this past weekend? They ran the Star Wars races, the rival run out there in Orlando. I had serious FOMO.
She really did. I think all weekend I've been fielding, oh my gosh, look at this photo. Oh my gosh, look at this photo.
Yeah.
I wish we were there.
Yeah. You know how we met Sherry? She ran it. Mm-hmm. And love the pictures. Love the pictures from everybody. I was having serious FOMO. I was missing out. It looked like a fantastic weekend, although humid, which signals summer is coming.
Yeah, summer is coming, and you might even say summer is here, depending on where you're normally from. It was pretty warm.
Yeah.
I mean, even my run this weekend was a bit moist.
Now, talk about why it was your run.
Well, not everybody gets to have every weekend off like I do. Especially you.
I worked the whole weekend.
So rather than sit at home and not do anything and chalk that up to recovery, I decided if I need to do a training run anyhow,
right?
And I had planned to do a 5K training run here in the neighborhood. I said, well, what's going on here locally that I could do and at least get a T-shirt and a medal out of it while I'm training.
Exactly. And that's what Jeff had assigned us, is a 3-mile recovery kind of run on the weekend.
So I went ahead and looked around, and lo and behold, it was the Fast and the Furriest 5K that we ran last. Apparently, a lot of humane societies around the country are using races like this as a means to raise funds. And Gulf Coast Humane Society here in Southwest Florida is no exception to that rule. So this race this was their 9th running of this race.
Oh.
It was held at Hammond Stadium, which is the Minnesota Twins
spring training facility.
Spring training facility. Plus, they do a lot of local sports there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really beautiful facility, great grounds. I met a internet famous pooch that we met last year.
Oh.
Got to see her, and that would be Tegan the Tripawd.
P-A-W-D.
Yes. Tegan's looks like a brindled terrier mix of some kind. She's just sweet and energetic, but she's got 3 legs.
I love her. Oh my goodness, she's so sweet.
And she's keeping pace and beating many of the runners with 2 and 4 legs out there. So she doesn't let that slow her down at all. And she's got social media channels of her own. You can actually follow Tegan the Tripawd on Instagram and,
yes.
and maybe Twitter. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know about Twitter, but Instagram is where I see her and all those adorable videos that they post and pictures and just so cute. But you also met another group and you have a photo.
I did. There was a group of folks there. They all had these beautiful Weimaraners. And I just happened to walk up and wanted to meet the dogs, and they were saying, of course. And I said, are all of these litter mates? And as it turns out, all of those dogs that were there were litter mates.
Oh.
And this was kind of a reunion for them to get together and let the dogs, have some time together. So that was pretty cool.
That's an adorable picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll have that up. That'll actually be in the episode artwork. If you're on a podcatcher that is showing the changing episode artwork for this episode. Otherwise, we'll tweet it out and post it on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Show you as well.
Oh, you had a good time.
It was a good time. I mean, it's different, running a race without you. Normally I'm really there in the capacity of being the cameraman and to record, and I'm wanting to see, get the shots, get the sound, make sure we've got everything that we need. This was kind of odd because I was by myself, and
it felt awkward.
It did.
And
also I was having to do all of that stuff for myself, which was a little bit weird. But I did it, managed. I didn't bring the dogs with because I still had the camera gear with me.
Oh, yeah.
So I was one of the few people out there without a 4-legged companion on the course.
Oh, or a 3-legged companion. We love you, Tegan.
So.
Oh, I had serious FOMO this weekend twice. The rival run. Congratulations to all of you, Michael Leslie and Sherry Marcotte and everybody who ran that.
That's the Disney Star Wars rival run.
Yeah, like the 10K, the 5K, the 10K, the half. Gosh, congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to you on getting it done. I hear you had a serious, nice pace going too.
Yeah, I was kind of cooking along and
you were telling me.
Figured I'd kind of pick it up a little bit. And when I say serious pace, it's serious. Not if you're, some other runners would laugh. They would, run my pace, twice as fast.
I have envy. I want your pace.
But, I was doing, just over 14 minutes a mile out there on the course.
I love that.
Just trotting along because, again, not trying to push myself, but at the same time trying to, get a good cardio burn in while I was there.
And it looked like you did.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Did it make you hungry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It did. This was a heck of a weekend, too, for food options.
Yeah.
And because we had some special days happening. We have New Beer's Eve, and Sunday it was National Beer Day.
Yes.
And then Monday was
National Empanada Day.
National Empanada Day.
Yeah. Yeah. And we also had, it was
what a glorious time we live in.
A caramel corn, National Caramel Corn Day also.
That was Saturday.
Yeah.
National Caramel Corn Day, and I said, well, I will run by a local shop here in Cape Coral. It's called Wild About Popcorn.
Ooh.
And it is a boutique that does, you guessed it, gourmet popcorn and all sorts of flavors. So whether you're wanting something sweet or something savory, I promise you those folks have something for you.
And can I just tell you, he brought home some for me, so thank you.
That was the salted caramel.
Oh, that was
sea salt caramel. I'm sorry.
Sea salt caramel was so good.
It was.
Oh my gosh, the salty, the sweet, the popcorn flavor. Oh my god.
And they were popping popcorn the whole time I was standing there. So that stuff's being made fresh, and people were coming in. You would think standalone place that sells popcorn. Well, that's kind of strange. Let me tell you. They had a rocking business going on. People are, in fact, wild about popcorn.
Hey, but I was wild about the savory flavor that you brought home.
I couldn't resist. I tasted a couple of samples here and there, and they
Oh.
had some flavors that you expect when you walk in. Cheddar, maybe a bacon,
Popular.
yeah,
flavors.
Parmesan, that type of thing. But then they were hitting you with some off the wall stuff, and one that jumped out at me that I had to try was the dill pickle.
Oh, it was so tangy.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was great. I'm surprised, first of all, that you saved me some, because if I had had that whole bag
Happy
myself,
spouse, happy house.
well, that's true.
I've learned.
That's true. But if I had had the whole bag, I'm not going to guarantee that it would have been a little bit for you to eat. So I appreciate that very much.
I do what I can.
Yeah, I appreciate that very much. The sweet and the savory from that place, awesome.
And we'll link to them. I think that they do shipping.
They
from
do like
there as
online
well.
orders and
I
stuff?
believe so. And they're making that stuff all in house. It's absolutely worth checking out if you are looking for something to snack on. And we got just a couple of small bags, and they're about $5 a bag.
But they do those specialized tins and stuff.
Oh yeah, they had really neat stuff there where you could do some beautiful gifts around popcorn. So we'll show you some of those photos in our social media feed also.
I know where we're going to get some gifts for next Christmas for people in the family that happen to love popcorn.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was Saturday.
Yeah.
That was after the race. Saturday night was New Beer's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a beer to celebrate New Beer's Eve.
Oh, yeah. And we did it at Big Storm.
Oh, wait. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves, though.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's walk this back a little bit.
Okay.
Because let's talk about the food portion.
Of course. It's the Run, Eat, Drink podcast.
Not Run, Drink, Eat.
I know.
So the big food find for the week came Monday, actually.
Yes. On National Empanada Day.
Yes.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, I follow the national calendar site, but there's really you don't need an excuse for these empanadas. Let me tell you. You don't.
But it was nice to have one nonetheless.
Yes, we can totally say, yeah, we had to celebrate National Empanada Day. So we went to Azucar, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
You're as right as it can be
I?
and be anglicized. I think you're
Okay.
good. It's the
Ooh, that's a big word.
Spanish word for sugar.
Ooh, it's a Cuban bakery in Cape Coral.
And restaurant. They do.
It's a restaurant,
meals as well.
bakery. Yeah, and you can take out or you can sit down.
Grubhub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can deliver to you. You want it all. You want it now. You can have it.
And they're one of my favorites in town. I grew up on Cuban food, and they do everything so well there.
And that I liked, because when we were looking at places to go, certain places would just have chicken empanadas or just beef or one type of empanada. They had 3.
I think they might have had more than that.
We took.
Well, we took.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided to get takeout, and we ended up getting the beef, chicken, the
ham and cheese, ham and Swiss.
The ham and cheese. But they also had a seafood and cheese.
Oh, yeah, we didn't try that one.
And they had a different chicken, I think, as well.
Yeah. So they had a variety, which I liked, because sometimes you see on the menu there's only like just one type that you can have. The beef empanada, the filling is like a ground beef type consistency, and there's carrot in there, the veggies in there that've been sautéed with
There's carrot, onion, spices.
Yeah, and like the spices were I thought it was cumin and garlic, and let me tell you about the empanada itself. That's the filling, but there are few places that can do it as right as Azucar.
Their dough.
Their dough is on point. On point. It is crispy at the edges where they crimp to seal in the filling, but then it's like layers of flaky goodness.
Buttery. chewy.
Yeah.
But holds up to. We had takeout, and they weren't soggy messes when we finally got to sit down and open them.
They were still warm.
10 minutes later.
The filling was still hot. It was, the beef empanada came with a garlic lime sauce. It was tangy.
I believe you called that magic when you were having
Oh
it.
my goodness, it was delicious. Oh, that, I mean, because the beef was kind of just that like smoky, a little bit sweet, but then there was the tanginess of the sauce. It was awesome.
And the beef empanada is probably your classic preparation of an empanada. But the chicken was fantastic. It was still moist. It was still tender. And they served it, and this is the sauce that they served, the chicken and the ham and cheese, I was a little bit surprised at, was almost like a Carolina mustard barbecue sauce.
It was fantastic.
Tangy, sweet, a little bit spicy. But the chicken chopped up, I don't know if it, like you said, if I'm not sure if it was all white meat or if it was a combination of white and dark, but it ate like dark meat because it wasn't dry and it had great flavor.
Yeah.
So the chicken empanada was a huge winner, and then the ham and cheese.
Oh, like
you would expect them to do something with maybe more of a Latin flair, but it was
simple.
Very
simple. Flavors were awesome.
And the bite of the Swiss cheese.
And the saltiness of the ham.
Oh.
And the cheese covered the outside of as well as on the inside of the empanada.
Yeah, with that one for presentation, they actually put cheese on the outside and threw it under the salamander for a bit to melt that over it. And the presentation was really, really good. And
it came with that same sauce, like you were talking about. And I was satisfied.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And we ended up getting 6 empanadas between us.
The price was so inexpensive.
A little over $20.
Yeah.
For 6 empanadas.
And they were huge. They're not little teeny tiny. You know how sometimes you get appetizers like tapas.
No, they were
huge. You could tell in the pictures that we'll put out there on social and that we have in the little video snippets that we do. Oh.
Yeah, you could have done a couple of these or even one of these with a little side of beans and rice.
And it would have been a meal.
Yeah.
A hearty meal that would keep you going all day.
Absolutely.
All day. So, Azucar, it's a winner for National Empanada Day.
Well, before we go on, I want to take a minute to tell you all about our friends at Pure Creative Apparel. Anybody can silkscreen a shirt. Look, we know it's true. I did it as a project in high school. But the team at Pure Creative Apparel is really much more than that. They will take you through the entire process to create your custom items, right from the very beginning with the design of your artwork or company logo, then create mock-ups to show you what the finished product will look like and help you select just the right high-quality name brand clothing or other merchandise on which you're going to place your artwork or your logo. And then they'll get you your items fast. Or if you're not looking to get into the whole online sales thing and you don't want to worry about inventory, packaging, shipping, and all of that, Pure Creative Apparel has a complete e-commerce package available. So whether you're a school, church, or club needing just a few shirts for a special event, or a company looking for a complete branding package, Pure Creative Apparel can help. Find out how by going to purecreativeapparel.com. And we really thank them for their support of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. So we were also celebrating New Beer's Eve and National Beer Day.
So funny how we want to jump straight to the beer.
Well, it just in the way that things unfolded chronologically, we did kind of run, drink, eat, but for the sake of continuity, we should keep it run, eat, drink.
So New Beer's Eve, we had some fun at Big Storm. Where we did the little live beer chat, and thanks to everybody for joining us for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, we just like to jump on either Instagram or Facebook and just chat with people for a little bit, let them know what's going on. And that was Saturday night.
And I like that. I like getting a little bit of feedback and chatting with with everybody that's out there. That might become a regular thing for us.
That'd be great. I think I think people would like that, and I know we'd like to hear from you guys.
Talk about some different things. So we'll try and give everybody a heads up. I know it was kind of a
spur of the moment
thing. We'll try and give you a heads up so that maybe we can all chat and toast together.
But yeah, and we like Big Storm because they often have live music in their space that they have here locally, and they often also have food trucks and pop-ups for food, and they have one of our favorites that we'll be bringing to you later on at some other point for barbecue here locally. We were still coming off of our time in Kentucky with Red State Barbecue, and we were craving barbecue.
So good. Yeah. So we'll bring you, they deserve their own feature.
They do.
They do, because it's awesome. So, but for National Beer Day, like you were talking about, we were trying to relive a little bit of Kentucky and a little bit of Lexington. So we headed to a couple of different places that actually had Lexington Brewing Company offerings on tap.
Yes. A couple of smaller spots that are locally owned.
Yeah.
Keg and Cow, which is a local spot here in Cape Coral that does pub food. And they have, I think, what we count, like 46 taps?
I'm most impressed. There was like 46, 49, something like that. There are lots of different taps. And what I like is they'll do tap takeovers.
Yeah, they were still coming off of a tap takeover that they had done.
Big Top?
Big Top Brewing.
Yeah, and they said a few weeks ago they had done one for Lexington Brewing.
That we missed.
Because we were probably working.
Or traveling.
Or whatever, but we missed it. We got to do better about that. But when they do that, it's a nice way to sample a lot of different offerings from and support a lot of times a local.
Yeah, a lot of times it's a local brewery that they're collaborating with, or even still here. That's a Florida brewery. So they had done that collaboration, but they still, out of their 40 plus taps that they had Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale on tap, and we decided to get a snifter of that.
And I know we've talked about it several times on the podcast.
It's a perennial favorite of ours.
Love, love, love it.
So from there, once we had our Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, we hopped in a Lyft.
Oh, yes, because we always drink responsibly.
And we went to another location.
1025.
Which is a place that started out in a strip mall here in Cape Coral. It's 1025 Santa Barbara Boulevard is their address.
Yeah.
And that's how they name themselves. But they've just recently opened a location in downtown Fort Myers, also of the name 1025.
Good for them. And we haven't been there yet, but I hear they have cocktails there at the Fort Myers location.
They ought to. They hired Jimmy Salimi from Nice Guys Pizza to be their... I believe he's their mixologist in
I don't know. He's fantastic at it. So let's go try a cocktail sometime and bring it to our let us toast with you some of those awesome cocktails.
Oh, we will.
Yeah. But
why
at the
go
Cape
there?
Coral, location, they had a Kentucky Blackberry Porter, which we had on the tour.
The brewery tour at Lexington Brewing Company.
Last weekend, right before we got on the plane and headed back. Oh, and it's not something, that Blackberry Porter is not something that you can pick up at ABC or Total Wine. Or
We've never seen it.
We've never seen it anywhere, but on Lexington Brewing Company's website, they have a product finder, and we said, that's what we want. And we saw that 1025 had it. We actually saw that Keg and Cow and 1025 had it, but it had already kicked at Keg and Cow. So we went to have the deliciousness that is not overly sweet, but it's a true blackberry flavor.
Yeah, this is not a blackberry syrup taste. Tastes like the real fruit.
It's not like an extract at all. Like sometimes we'll try a peanut butter porter here and there, and it'll taste like it is just like an extract.
Tastes like artificial peanut. I've never found a peanut butter flavored beer that I like So if you can point me in the direction of one,
Oh, yeah.
by all means,
We're all ears.
tweet at us, shoot us a message, send us an email, info@runeatdrink.net. Tell me where I'm going wrong on peanut butter beers.
Yeah. This was awesome.
but
Nothing artificial about this.
If it is, they hide it very well. And I don't believe that, I believe that they said that it was done with blackberry puree. So
Yeah.
it is fantastic. It's a porter. It's not too heavy. It's not too...
It's not like a dessert beer. It's not overly
Bingo.
thick. Like you could have it with an entree or an appetizer and it would not totally weigh you down or cancel out any flavors that you're eating.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not syrupy. It's not...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way I could describe it. It's
Not
not
a
syrupy.
dessert beer.
Not a dessert beer.
Not a dessert beer. And it's not too fruity either. You can still, it is like the rich body of a porter.
But it is a high gravity beer. You got to be mindful of that. That
Yeah.
one comes in, I think, at 8.2.
Like they serve it in a snifter.
And it's served in a snifter.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's why.
It's a sipping beer nonetheless. So,
We celebrated National Beer Day well.
National Beer Day and New Beer's Eve.
And we also got some pictures and some feedback from some of you, like Scott from the Extra Mile podcast group and Toby from Transforming Toby on Instagram toasted with us. And we just want to say, hey, keep them coming. We love to know where we can get great beers and what you're drinking, where you're drinking, and toast with you.
Absolutely.
Virtually.
So this week coming up, what do we got?
It's another off-road week, and I know that we promised that we would talk about our upcoming race calendar.
There might be some decisions made very soon. I know
it's my fault. I've been indecisive.
we've been talking about it. We are looking at some destinations in the Pacific Northwest. We will update you probably next episode, let you know where we're headed.
And then what the training plan is. And we already have a 5K schedule, but we'll talk all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, that about does it for this week's episode then.
Yes. You know I'm Aimee.
And I'm Dana.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen while you're on your commute or while you're on your training run, and have a great week, everybody.
Absolutely. Travel safe, run safe, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We're having a great second year thanks to your support. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Run, Eat, Drink Podcast. And on Twitter, we're at Run, Eat, Drink Pod. Visit our website at runeatdrink.net so you can click on the iTunes link and subscribe so you won't miss a minute where we accomplish, explore, and indulge. Come along with us. See you next time.